Hi, it's Cassandra. I'm here at the Academy where I teach piano lessons and I have a break between lessons. So I thought I would do a short video showing you some of the books that I start my students out in and that my children have started out in. And there's quite a few options of curriculum out there, and it's always nice knowing what's tried and true. So I had a few things that I'd like to show you. First off, we have Music for Little Mozarts, and this is an Alfred's. I like Alfred's. Alfred's is one of my favorite curriculums. They have, in fact, I have quite a few things. I have this one. I have Alfred's Primary Piano Course, which is good for older beginners. I also have Alfred's Basic. This is one of the older curriculums. I actually did a lot of these growing up. I like these when they first start out, but as they tend to get into the later books, the students tend to not find the songs as fun, so they kind of lose interest. But the reason I like the Alfreds is they really tend to focus on teaching the children notes. They don't just teach them finger numbers. And the Faber books, these are okay. These are piano adventures. I know some teachers that swear by these, and I have had some success with some of my students going through this course. Maybe they were already in when I started teaching them, so I just left them in them. And I have had some success, but I tend to think that these rely too much on finger numbers, and then the children are just going by intervals or finger numbers and not really learning the notes. And I am very, very big on note reading, so I really try to drill that in my students' heads. But back to this one. This one is great for younger beginners. If they are 5, 6, 7, and they don't have a strong grasp on reading or their letters yet, this is great. It's geared more towards the younger learner. And if you got this set, I would get the whole set. It comes with about 4 or 5 books. You can get them off Amazon. But the nice thing is they have flashcards. They have a book that if you do play the piano, there's fun songs that you can start each lesson out with, which I do that with one of my students. She has the whole set. And we start each lesson with a fun song, and that puts them in a good mood, and that tends to go a lot better. But they have just really nice illustrations through it. They have, Beethoven Bear and Mozart Mouse, and it's kind of fun. They have little activities to do at the top, and then the songs, very, very, very basic songs. So these are great little songs for young beginners. I really like these books. Anytime I get a very young student, I start them off in these books. So there's that one. This is book 2, goes along with the sets. And then, like I said, there is Faber. These are nice books. The thing I like putting my students in these books when they're a little older and they do have the notes down, because as they get into the more advanced books, I tend to find that the songs are a lot more interesting for them. They hold their interest longer, whereas the Alfred's course, the basic piano library, I don't feel like they're as interesting. They're kind of older songs. I actually grew up playing this, so I remember a lot of the songs from when I was learning piano, and they're not quite as interesting. I like that the Faber throws a lot of fun classical pieces in their music. So now if you're an adult, this is my absolute favorite book for teaching adults. If you want to learn to play, these are great. And these are Faber. They're adult piano adventures, all in one lesson book. I only have book 2 here right now. I have every single adult or older beginner that I have taken through these books has done phenomenal. These are great at teaching. The thing I like about them, they're really thick. They're kind of a more expensive book, $18 for this book, but they combine everything in it. They have theory, they have scales, they have intervals, they have everything that you want to learn is in this book. Timing, so it's an all-in-one book. It has theory, technique, learning the notes, really fun songs, and every adult that I have taken through this, it's really seemed to click very, very well. I think they do a very good job of teaching it. And if you want to learn, if you're an adult and you want to learn piano, this is also a great one to get to teach yourself piano. Now, as far as hymns and other things like that go, that takes a very different style of playing. That's a lot of improvisation. And so I would recommend getting a very strong grasp of the notes and the note reading first, and then get yourself some improvisation hymn books. I do know that Pastor Steven Anderson has some that I've looked through, and they seem to be very very, very good. He teaches a lot of chords and building on the chords, because a lot of the songs, a lot of hymn songs you play, you need to know your chords. And that comes with improvisation and things. And then I know Shelley Hamilton has a hymn improviser series that I actually learned to play hymns by just playing all of her books. And I would go through and I would look, and if we had a hymn that was out of those books, I'd get all excited. So then I would use the improviser book for the congregational singing. And that taught me almost everything that I know now with improvisation when it comes to hymns. Also, learning chords is a big thing. You can get chord CDs, or not CDs, DVDs, or computer programs that you can learn your chords with, because that comes with learning to play by ear and things like that. But that's the more advanced stuff. I've had to teach myself all that. I was taught strictly note reading. And so when I teach, I try to do a little bit of both. I try to teach note reading, make sure that they know their notes, so that they can read any music that's put in front of them. But then I also try to teach them early how to improvise, because that's very, very important when it comes to piano playing. So I might do more of the piano videos as I go. We'll see how this goes. But those are some of my favorite books. So once again, I've had good success, pretty good success with these. I just started this year, so I can't tell you for sure how great. I have had success with the Faber. And then there's also one other book, The Perfect Start for Note Reading. This is great too, because like I said, I'm trying to emphasize note reading, and they take you very, very slowly through these books. They start out showing you all of the notes, and then they hammer it over and over and over and over again. You stay on the same notes for quite a few weeks before going on to the next one. So far this seems to be pretty good too. This is The Perfect Start for Note Reading, and then they have several that go with it. Like I said, Faber more focuses on fingerings, but I like the older books. The Alfreds does try to really hammer the note reading, and the Alfreds Basic especially, they hammer the note reading. But my all-time favorite for very young beginners is the Music for Little Mozarts. I've found that when I start with very young learners and they go through this into eventually books like these, they have a pretty solid foundation when they start with these. So if you have a child that you want to teach, or you want to get into piano lessons, those are just some suggestions. So have a good day. Bye.